Last week we talked about doors, 8 doors. So we need to learn what are the 9 stars, and then another set which is the 8 gods. So total there are 25 different symbols to understand. It's not easy, but the basic category is you have to learn the energy, whether is it good or not good, as simple as that. And then after that, the second level, you can see whether how do you define each of the symbol. If you're able to, good. If you're not able to, it's okay. Just understand whether is it good energy, bad energy, or neutral energy, as simple as that. What is a 9 star? Represent the time of the human, earth, and heaven. Okay, give me a second. I need to, let me mute everybody first, so that I would not have any disturbance, so that everybody can hear what I'm talking about. Stars also represent the right time to do certain things. In Ximen, we are very particular about timing. That means today I do certain things, tomorrow I do certain things. It may make a lot of difference comparatively. This also represents a person's character, a person's ability. Depends on whether is it the asker, subject, or the answer. These are 9 of the stars from advisor star all the way to the minister star. Technically, there are 9 different stars. But in the divination sector, we do not look at the minister star. This is, we call it redundant. So pay attention, this is redundant. This applies to divination only. When we talk about the destiny reading, talking about understanding a person, we will take reference to a minister star. But later on, then we talk about it. So today we only cover the 8 different of them. So we will see there's a couple of good stars. So we have the advisor, the doctors, and the diplomat. Fearless is more to neutral, then the rest is like more or less considered, well, not so great stars. So there's a bit of conflicting information here and there in terms of representation of the energy, good or bad. So we will have to take note of some of the stars may give conflicting information in the energy. So we need to be very careful about it. These are some of the stars which are considered good stars. Impulse star, take note. Although it's 2 stars out of the 5, this is also classified one of the good star. But it's debatable depending on the question asked. So we have to apply the question accordingly. So we will go through some of the information about advisor star. Advisor star is the best star in terms of the 9 of them. So it represents education, represent intelligent, how intelligent this person is, represent the teacher, interviewer. And every time when you see these stars with you, if it is an answer, then it's a good combination. It represents interpreter, salesperson, host or TV host. And it can also tell us that this person is somebody who is more cultured, more presentable, originally, naturally looks presentable. They like to study. They like to go for things which are in terms of art, singing, paintings, so on and so forth. And then related to culture, they are very into this. Next, we have the doctor. As the name itself, doctor star, is represent usually as a very positive star. Represent leaderships, good leadership, commander, and then in terms of personality, somebody who is smart, somebody who is calculating, and represent a Western doctor. So this is also a very important symbol to refer to. Next time, when we want to refer to a definition related to doctors, This is the key reference point, doctors, Western doctors. I'm not talking about the TCM or the Chinese medical. I'm talking about Western doctor only. So doctor star is the key reference point for a doctor. We have a diplomat over here. Looks like a cute little cow over here. So a cow is like very hardworking, very kind, very gentle type. It's a very slow cow. So willing to go through all the process to get things done. So next time, if you were to meet a person who has this particular character, they call it the diplomat star. You want to employ them, you want to hire them, please grab them. Because it is not easy to get this kind of people. That means they will work so hard for you, so much so is that they would, go all the way to support you. Not easy to find some kind of people. I hired a lot of this kind of diplomat people before, last time. Everything goes very well. So just for people who are hiring staff, so it's a kind of a good reference point. Impulse. Just what we're talking about, this star can be good, can be bad. Is in terms of ranking, it's only 2 star, but people say that it's a good star. Why is it good star? It's considered a Buddha star. You know, a Buddha whereby those Chinese Buddha, that means people who help you, and it's also considered somebody who is willing to help you. But on the other hand, it stands for something that is very fast, very rush, very immediate, very quick. There's a sudden shake-up in this aspect. So it's also not very good if you want to consider getting married, doing business, doing construction. If there's an impulse star, then it's considered not auspicious. So just to be a bit more mindful that it's not always a good thing, depending on case-by-case basis. We have a few negative ones over here. Problem, destroyer, and bandit. Always remember, everything that we see, there are always 2 sides of the story. Sometimes we can say that this particular style is good, but in another angle, it can be a bad thing. So always depending on the question, depending on the situation. Yes, we can always flip around depending on how we want to see it. But anyhow, going back into this problem star, a style of metaphysics, religious, spiritual. I will add one more thing, which is called the ability to help people. Problem star is a very interesting style. I mean, for me, why I say that is like when students who wants to learn 奇门遁甲 under my wing, I will look at their metaphysics star, which is a problem star. I look at their combination. I look at what is the information inside that tells me a big story. And those students who does not have the affinity with the problem star, I will jolly well tell them that you are not suitable to be in studying this 奇门遁甲. Because instead of helping the person, the metaphysics star actually, or the problem star actually destroy them. Okay, what do I mean by destroy them? Means that their energy will go low, their health will have problem, their family will have problem. So any of this group of people that has no affinity with problem star, I will not teach them. I will tell them, you are not suitable to learn metaphysics. Even though they may have learned like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I tell them, don't learn from me. You want to learn from somebody else. Because I do not want to create a kind of situation whereby this person may suffer. Their family, themselves, all the people around them will suffer because of what I teach them. Because this is something very, I've seen so many cases before, so I do not want to, be the devil of this, you see. And anyhow, problem star also represent a health. So next time when we want to refer to health-wise, we will look at the problem star to see what are the symbols inside. Whether it's a good or no good, you can see the the overall picture of how the person's health is going to be, whether they're always sick, they always, have problems, always get injured, so on and so forth. Okay. But in any situation of a divination, when the answer is the problem star, then it's not a very good association. It also means that things are very questionable. There's a big question mark over there. And also represent the student, in terms of depending on what kind of question you ask. If we need to have referred to a student, then it's going to be something nicer. Okay, anyway, Rita asks, how do we tell if somebody has affinity with problems? It's a bit complicated to explain, but if there's an affinity, I will explain the affinity with you all one day. Okay. Okay, let's focus on the destroyer star. This destroyer star is a very, very interesting star to begin with. This is also a very, very important star you must know. You must know, okay, because some of you may have this with you and you may be able to identify them. And because of that, understanding this destroyer star will help you and will save you and will change your life. Why is this so important? A destroyer star is a negative star. When you see this destroyer is something that's going to be destroyed, something going to be damaged, that means bad things are going to happen. Whether is it intentionally your side or intention the other party's side or somebody else energy that comes in to destroy, it does not matter. Meaning that energy is going to be bad, extremely bad. In terms of personality, if this person have a destroyer star, means that everything that goes through his hand will be destroyed. When they have a girlfriend, boyfriend, the whole relationship will be destroyed. Not one time, multiple times. When they have job, they will change job many times. Or they'll get sacked many times. That means out of job many times. When they start a business, every time they will have this problem. You start a business, and then eventually they close the business many times. It may be because of their fault. It may be because of other third parties' fault. And of course, as a destroyer star, when you have this personality, you will never acknowledge that this is your problem. You will never say that, oh, because I'm doing this, then this is my issue. No, you always blame this to somebody else, which is kind of a self-denial. So I need you all to pay very attention to this destroyer star. Next time, when you come across this, be very careful. Destroyer star also can mean, if you see the Chinese words, for the sake of those who do not understand Chinese, this is called 天柱星. 柱 means pillar. A pillar whereby any building you need a pillar to support, which means that you are this person who have this destroyer in terms of personality, in that character. When you have this destroyer, not only you are destroying things, but you are also a pillar of something. You're a pillar of the family, you're a pillar of the company, you're a pillar of the country, so on and so forth, depending on what is the thing that you're doing. So he is a very important person, but yet he is always destroying things. Very contradicting, but this is how it is. Okay. So I have a few questions. Oh. Bandit. Bandit means losing money. And this money is not small money. It's losing a lot of money. So next time, when we see this bandit associating with business, with money, with investment, properties, anything related to money, when you see this bandit start associated with it together in yourself as the asker, as the subject, or as the answer, or any of the reference symbol that is important, be very mindful that you are going to lose a lot of money. A lot of money, okay? And if you talk about a personality, this person is very brave. So how do we remember such kind of bandit star? Just imagine this is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is very, very aggressive, very brave, very good leadership. And he like to flirt around, okay? So, but of course, he also sometimes, in a way, can do some unlawful things we may not know. So always you see this bandit star, you see this Donald Trump, like a previous president of the United States. So anyway, be careful when you see this bandit star, meaning that the money is going out from your pocket. Confirm 100% is going to happen. And this money, it may not be your fault. The losses may not be your fault. It could be some other energy that is surrounding whereby suddenly a news comes in. Your mother, your father, your in-laws, need a very important operation and to spend a lot of money just to pay for the doctor fee. That is money out of your pocket. Suddenly this house got some problems and you need to do some renovation. This is money out from your pocket. Or you invest in certain product, in certain investment, in certain businesses, stock market. Suddenly the market collapse. This is also losing money. You see, so very, very careful about this bandit star. Every time when you do a definition, when you see a bandit star, no go. Don't even try to go against it. Do not, okay? Okay, Yan Chin asks, people with destroyer star how to live their life? Good question. First thing first,
Yeah, I have this star.
you
I
have this
send it
star.
to me. Yeah.
Okay, you have this star, but we cannot confirm that whether that star is your star. Have we confirmed already?
And
That,
yeah,
that
you look at my chart and said,
okay, yes,
okay, this is very tricky.
I told you before, right? So in a way that based on Yan Jin's reference point, she does have a destroyer star. What does it mean? When you have a job, after 3 months or 6 months, you'll find a reason that I have to quit. Then after that, because due to my boss is not, not very nice, maybe the colleagues are not very good, or maybe the working hours is not very good, etc., etc. You give yourself a lot of excuse, no, not excuse, valid reason to say that, oh, shucks, I have to leave this company. This is how a destroyer star will behave. And they will justify every single reason to say that I have to leave the company. And after that, when they leave the company already, they are very happy. And then after that, they go and find a new job. And after getting a new job, another 3 months later, 6 months later, what happened is that, wow, my colleagues are getting more salary than me. I'm getting this amount. And I think it's not fair. After talking to the manager, they say, no, because you're still young, you're still junior, the kind of thing. Nah, I don't think this is fair. I will continue to leave this company. And you throw the letter and say, nah, this is not the company I want. This company don't want to, value my ability. So leave again. Then the whole cycle will go on and on and on and on. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whichever. But ultimately, the cycle will go on and on and on and on and on until one day they'll realize that why is this happening every time? But here's the thing. A destroyer person do not know that they are a destroyer person most of the time. Why? Because they don't know this Chimatunja. When they realize that they have this particular energy with them, they know that this destroyer star is controlling them. And the first thing they can do is they have to aware that this is happening. The destroyer energy is controlling thoughts, their energy. There's always something that they will do to destroy their path. Whether is it relationship, business, career, they will do it. And it's not just about them. There will be other force outside creating the destroying factor. So there are two sides of the story. Self-awareness. Second is you delay your decision making. That means, for example, you want to quit. Don't quit now. Delay for another 3 months. Delay for another 6 months. You purposely delay the destroyer from activating the energy, which means that you tell yourself, okay, I'm not quitting. I'm continue to endure for another 3 months, 6 months. I don't want the destroyer to control me. Okay, this is how we control the destroyer. Okay, and because of being self-aware, able to delay, we have helped a lot of people because they have the destroyer, their life become more stable. Okay. So Rina says scammers, yes. Bandit style, we can be a scammers also possible. That means indirectly your money will be loose. All in player, kind of. What if bandit style appear in the health related question? How do we interpret it if money is not really involved? Okay, for bandit style, for health issue, we'll talk about it in a more detailed manner next time. We will not touch base on it because health is a very complicated subject. Okay. Bandit style if in the relationship question. So in the relationship question, if the situation got a bandit style, means that there's a possibility your relationship will be involved in a lot of money losses. Maybe both of you will, get involved in certain projects, or perhaps the other party will borrow money from you, so on and so forth. Anything related to money, there will be losses involved. The destroyer and the bandit are not similar. Bandit star is talking about money. Destroyer is not talking about money. Bandit, there's also good things, very brave. Destroyer, it can be the pillar of the company, the pillar of the family. So there's distinct differences. That's for Erwin. Next, we have the fearless. Tian Ying is a neutral star compared to the rest. And we don't really have to remember too much about fearless star because it's a neutral star. There are only two things we need to remember. First thing is, every time when we see a fearless star, when we want to make a decision and fearless star appears, the first thing we ask ourselves, is it really worth to go into this thing? If not, if it's important, if it's not important, don't go. That means the idea is this: do not go for any decision making if it is not important. That means it's really a small thing. Don't even bother to even go ahead with it. Because when we talk about fearless star, means there's some chance that it's going to be a negative situation. Okay. And second part is fearless star talk about blood-related issues. So if you ask for any health issue, when the fearless star comes in, be careful. There are certain blood involved. You may get bleeding, internal bleeding, all this kind of thing. Yep. Yeah, so Rina, can we see as Jing Ying? That one will be more into the character, wise. We are still focusing on divination, so we will cover that later because every of the stars, there are actually multiple definition for it. So which means that we try not to get too overzealous, overexcited about all these things. Just get to know the basic first. Grab the basic first, then slowly we push up our level to the next level. Okay, the next sector we need to cover is the gods. Okay, I don't really like to use the word God because it seems to be very religious. I don't I'm not a religious person, so I want to use this as a reference point. One of the 8 gods which are reference point. So which means that this is we call it the mystery hands. It's something that we cannot explain. A force that happens that somehow or other we are not able to answer why is it like that. We call it the universe energy. So in a way that they call it the gods. Okay, so if you don't like to use the word God, I call it the symbols. The symbols that are going to represent to see the power of the energy. So every one of them, they will have certain good or bad energy. So we need to take reference to. There's a total of 8 of them from the leader, partner, 9 heaven, 9 earth, serpent, darkness, black tortoise, and white tiger. Understanding the energy. There's a few good one from the leader all the way until the 9 heaven and the 9 earth. Serpent, the darkness, and black tortoise are not good, not really that good. White tiger is the worst. So let us go into the depth of what does all this stand for. Leader. The word itself is called a leader. This is the number 1 leader for all the gods. That means you have 8 gods, right? This guy is the number 1. And this number 1 also controlling all the stars. Just now we have 9 different stars, excluding the minister star. This guy is also controlling the stars, which means that when you happen to see this leader, this guy is very powerful. Okay, that means anything that is bad in the stars itself, this guy overrides him. He controls the situation, but the leader does not control the doors. So which means that you see a leader, but there's a bad door, the bad door still stays, regardless. So when you see a leader with them, this is a good news. Many good things likely to happen. So a leader also represents the boss, represent the authority or management. So talking about somebody who are exceptionally good in leadership, also represents something valuable, a nobleman, or even a bank. You can represent a bank or a judge. So depending on the question asked, so I don't want to confuse you. So end of the day is what you need to learn is leader is number 1. It is number 1 of the god, number 1 of the stars. It does not control the doors. Next, partner. Good energy, represent marriage, represent partnership. Also talking about they are the agent, they are the middleman or salesperson. Represent evidence or proof. Character-wise, they are very amicable, very friendly, very cooperative. People would like to mix around with them. A bit too much information. 9 heaven. Okay, Rina, the things that you mentioned, we are not talking about it because it is the old version of 奇门遁甲. Whatever we are learning is the latest version of 奇门遁甲. It's being replaced already. Okay, so 9 heaven, talk about anything that's high, sky, tall building, good for traveling. Talk about a personality. We're talking about this person, he or she, okay, I want this my spouse, this husband to be very handsome, tall, rich, famous. Or the other side is the lady. I want, let's say if I'm the guy, I want my girlfriend or wife to be okay. He must be 25 years old, very good body, pretty, must be Miss Universe, so on and so forth. So this is what we call the high expectation. Okay, and in the illness wise means health wise. If we see a nine heaven, meaning that this person is going to go to heaven. And this nine heaven is a very powerful thing. Why is it powerful? Just now, when I was having a coffee with one of my disciples, and he was telling me this story, he discovered that 3 years down the road, his chart got a nine heaven. What does it mean? 3 years down the road, that means in the year of somewhere 2026, the activation of nine heaven appears in his chart. It does not mean that he is going to the heaven. The nine heaven, when it activates in a person's chart in that particular year, means that somebody close to this person is going to heaven. So you see the chart and realize that there's a potential that his mother is going to go to heaven in 3 years' time. So what happened is this. He go and check his mother's chart. And 3 years later, the mother's chart got a death door. After that, he checked his sister's chart. His sister's chart, 3 years later, there's a nine heaven activator. He checked the niece chart in terms of destiny reading. 3 years later, there's also a nine heaven. So which means that 3 years down the road, somebody in his family is going to pass away and it's going to be likelihood to be the mother. We will not be able to have the answer now. Maybe 3 years later, we can see. But I can tell you, this nine heaven is very powerful and very scary. Okay, so just to let you know. Nine Earth. Just now we got the high, now we got the low. About anything that's flat, very peaceful, very slow. Talking about a person that is stable, very firm, and very honest. Okay, so this is also a positive God. Next, we have the serpent. Okay, serpent, when we see a serpent, means it's not so good. So something related to cunning, sneaky, or worries, anything that's fake or confused, information not very accurate. Okay, and things will change very fast. So to remember, we just talk about this serpent as a snake. So not a very good representation. A serpent person always worry about something, everything, and nothing. So in the event that next time, if you were to notice that if you do have a serpent in your destiny chart, then you'll be a bit more mindful. That means every time, every day you think, oh, what happened if this happened? What happened if that happened? What happened if my boss sacked me? What happened if I have no money? And 90%, no, I'm not saying 90%, 99% of the things that a certain person thinks that will likely to happen never happens at all. That is to say that every day they will be always bothering about a lot of things which have not happened. And because of such kind of constant anxious of activity, they may be even have mental breakdown, and perhaps they may have this stress, depression, so on and so forth. And if worse come to worse, if their mental breakdown, they have to go to the mental hospital. Seriously, I'm not joking with you. I've seen a few cases in that, and snap, they cannot control, they go to the other state already. So anytime when you see a person with a serpent, just be a bit more mindful. They need to be calm, they need to relax, they need to learn how to control their overthinking. You see. Darkness, which stand for something that is a bit shady, gloomy, hidden. Personality is good in nature, but person is cunning and shrewd. Okay, so may not be a very good thing. But on the other hand, there's also another version of what is called this darkness is. Darkness is Tai Ying. Tai Ying in a Chinese version is they refer this Tai Ying as a Guan Yin Niang Niang. They call it the goddess of mercy. If you go and Google, it's called the goddess of mercy. So when we understand this keyword darkness, the representation, one side of the story is a bit gloomy, it's a bit under table, it's something dark. But on the other side of the story is there is somebody that's helping you. There is a goddess of mercy helping you secretly. That's why it's something hidden. That's why it's something quiet. The goddess of mercy, when they help you, this is a story, but in a way, it's a kind of representation, which means that there could be somebody helping you in the dark without you even knowing it. See, so you must understand the story. So sometimes depending on the question asked, we can use the goddess of mercy. Sometimes we can see the person's character also. Black tortoise, Xuan Wu, is an inauspicious money god. Why I say money god means money losses. Just now we have the bandit, big losses. Now we have the black tortoise, minor losses. Character-wise, good communication skill, very quick-witted. Something can be fake. Also represent bribery in terms of activity. So it's not a very good thing to associate it with. But as a personality, they are very good in talking. So next time, if you want to hire somebody who is very good in salesperson as a sales, perhaps black tortoise person could be the best thing to go for because they can talk very well. Even the birds in the sky, they can talk until the bird come down. They are so powerful. Okay, last one. White tiger. Imagine this tiger. This is the worst god to be associated with. Something aggressive, something accident, casualty, things which are not good, disaster, everything that is not good is just associated with white tiger. But depends on the combination. Sometimes the combination can be very good. So we talk about aggressiveness. But if white tiger is combined with profit, with a livestock, that means this profit is going to be very fierce, very aggressive. So actually it reverts, it becomes very good. Profit good, profit aggressive is good. We don't want profit to be low. We need profit to be high. So we need to be very flexible in terms of adaptation. Depending on what is the combination, we combine already, then we see, this one is actually not a bad thing. With this livestock plus white tiger is a very aggressive profit, which is good in a sense. Okay, we have done already, and we go through some of the examples. Last round, I have gave a exercise. Remember this? Those who have tried, congratulate to you. Many of you said that this is a good venture to go into. And let me explain to you how to decipher this thing. So overview of this question is this. A friend asks you to join partnership with her. Say, do business? Should you say yes? So this is a business. So straightforward. Whatever we learn, we try to apply. First thing first. Get the answer. Run. 7 is the answer. We have a livestock, good. Diplomat, good. Black tortoise. Remember what does black tortoise stand for? Small money loss. Financial loss, small money loss. So which means that this is generally a very good combination, but there's a financial loss. When I start a business, there's a financial loss. What does it mean? Am I really going to make money? Any business that's going to attach with financial loss is not very good. Or any business that is going to attach with bandit is also not very good. So which means that there is a signal saying that there's a black tortoise there already. There's a financial loss over there. Okay, no problem. Just take it as it is. We don't want to be so conclusive yet. Always remember that we cannot be so conclusive saying that the answer is no good or good means it's good. No, we cannot do that. As we progress further, we need to look at different boxes, different information, and look at it in a very holistic manner. Next, look at the ourselves. That means we are asking this question, right? So we need to see ourselves. We are the asker over here in the day stand. We should the ooh. So where is the ooh? The ooh is over here. In this case, it's number 1. We are the asker, we are the subject. There's emptiness. As the asker, as the subject, when there's emptiness, we do not go to the opposite box in box number 9. When we need to go to the opposite box, means that there's always an answer. When there's an answer, then we go to opposite box. That means emptiness. Emptiness only applies go to opposite box when there's an answer. This is an asker, so we don't. Meaning that in box number 1, I am the character of this person. I'm an obstruct door person. I am a 9 heaven person. I'm an advisor door person, which means that what am I? I expect a lot of things. An obstruct door person means I am a person that is, I don't really socialize a lot. I prefer to stay at home. Introvert person. Advisor person, I'm a more cultured person. I like to, sing, draw, maybe more presentable in terms of outlook. But there's emptiness. Emptiness means that something is not right with me. If the asker, or maybe I can say, this person is not ready. Whether is it mentally, financially, or status-wise. That means something is not right, or even emotionally. So which means that if I base on this question, on this business partnership, box 1, which is the asker and the subject, this person is not ready at this point of time. At this point of time, in the May 10, 2023, because of the emptiness, he is not ready. So 2 angles we have to look at. First, there are some financial losses. Second, I am not ready. So take that into consideration. But information, let me introduce something to you. This is a partnership. Partnership, we always look at partner. We talk about business partner, business partnership. So we take this as a reference point, a good reference point. So box number 9 is the status of the possible partnership. That means everything under here is going to tell us a story about our partnership. That means if we were to join the partnership of this friend, so what happened over here? So it's going to be open door, it's going to be doctor, it's going to be Geng and Kui. So we're going to decipher what does this information mean. Open door is going to lead us to a very good opportunity, good things going to happen, good energy. Doctor, good energy also. Geng, what does it mean? Geng means obstacle. Remember what I mentioned? When you see a Geng together with you, or the subject, or the reference box, that means anything inside the box, there will be a Geng challenging. The Geng is going to create a lot of chaos between all the partners, open door and the doctor. The Geng is the killer. That means the partnership, there is going to be a big hurdle going on. Even though it's good opportunity, the open door is good, doctor is good. But inside the box, the whole thing, Geng is just there, stationed over there. I'm sorry to say, there will be a lot of challenge with this partnership. As simple as that. when you see a girl, even though the open door is good, even though the doctor is good. So that's how we see it. Respect the girl. If you don't respect the girl, I'm sorry to say that you will get a lot of problem. Okay. Next, we look at the element to element representation. Wait. Can we see where is the friend? We were talking about ourselves, right? Ourselves is number one. So where is the friend? Can we see where's the boss of the friend?
Man,
Man, yes. Rachel, why do you say it's a man?
you taught before what? Because it's same level, right?
So Ting is the man, same level. They are the friend. A friend is same
Oh.
level. Brother, sister also same level. Anything of your colleague also same level. So Ting is the person. So here is your friend. Let me show you where's the friend. The friend is over here. Okay, so this is a person. This is your friend. Okay, let's look at what is this friend doing. So the friend is a rest stop person. A rest stop person means very chill, very lazy, very relaxed person. And white tiger, very aggressive, very fierce person. Bandit star, she spent a lot of money on. Okay. So a person that is lazy, aggressive, and spend a lot of money, and with a
Yeah.
horse, not very stable person. Oh shucks. So we have a situation. So if we know that this person of this character, do you think that it's a good idea to partner with this person? See, so it gave us a different insight of this person already. Okay, so we already look at individual box, what is the information provided. Next, we need to look at how are the elements coming in to see a different level. Step by step. Okay, so this is the partnership. This is fire. Okay, let me write it down. So for easy references, the box 9 is fire. This is the answer, which is the profit, which is the matter. Box number 7 is the answer, is a profit, but there's a black notice. Financial losses. So the answer is going to be financial losses for the business. Box number 9. The partnership, fire and metal, what happened?
Flashing.
Clashing. So when clashes comes in, financial, okay, so the answer is financial losses already. So clashing itself, so is it going to be more financial losses or less financial losses?
Less.
What do you all think?
More financial loss.
More financial losses. Why so? So we have two answers. One is more, one is less. Good become good, bad become bad.
Because fire can melt metal.
Energy
So
from
fire-
100% goes to 20%.
Oh, metal will.
So in the reverse format, we must understand the concept. When anything is bad, if it become worse, then can I say that it's going to be worse? Clashes, clashes, although it's reduced energy, can I say that it become worse? So that is to say that in terms of financial losses, supposedly, for example, the losses could be $20,000, but due to the partnership clash, my losses can increase to double or triple, because this is going to make the whole thing worse. Okay. Second, look at another angle. This is a financial losses that is double or triple. And it's from here, the matter is coming to the person. That means ourselves. Over here, we have a water. Matter produce water. The financial losses is coming to you. That means we are the person. Is it a good thing? Not very good. So if you see the whole cycle is this. The fire clashes the matter, creating the financial losses. The financial losses is producing you, which kind of is coming to you. And if you look at from another angle, what about yourself and the partnership? Over here, this is the partnership. This is yourself, water and fire. Water and fire, what happened?
Crash.
Clash. That means I am clashing with the fire. That means what? Am I the person that's going to create the problem for the partnership? Maybe. Maybe. It is an indication. But on the other hand, look at our friend over here. Our friend and us, our relationship. The friend is clashing on us. The friend is giving us a lot of pressure. That is to say, it's a chain reaction. The friend is creating a problem for us. We create the problem for the partnership. And the partnership creating the profit to be even worse. And the worst profit, the losses, comes back to me. So it's a cycle. If you look at it from it's a very logical approach. Well, of course, this is very deep. But once you understand the element-wise, it should be very, very logical. But don't worry if you don't understand, because I am trying to give you an overview of what are we going to go through next time in this kind of scenario. And whatever we're going to learn is going to be far, far much more deeper than this, far, far much more complicated. So I always urge you how to do this. Understand the concept, the basic concept first, foundation, elements, all the styles got, and whatever things that you need to learn, get the concept correct first. Then you'll be able to understand how to decipher all the charts that you are going to be present. I say all the charts. That means once you understand the concept of 奇门遁甲, any question come to you, you know how to answer any question. I have come across so many weird questions that I never come across before, but I understand the concept so much so that I know how to handle the question. Okay, so anyhow, we have a lot of questions already.
So, Master
Wait,
Douglas,
wait,
okay.
one by one. Let me look at the question first. What if box 9 have Yi Bing Ding together with Geng still bad? Okay, 名字 when Geng is together with Yi, then is counter the Geng. The Bing and Ding not able to counter the Geng. Geng is still the enemy. Okay. Jessica asks must in general we look at Palestine if question asking about partnership, business partnership. Okay, for Jessica, partnership, the partner equates to business partnership. It also equates to relationship. Take note, it also equates to relationship. It can be either or. Why is the financial loss getting worse? Because everything is going to get worse. Anything that is worse is going to get worse. Because it's being clashed. When
Hi.
when my energy is high and my losses is, for example, I give you illustration. My energy is 100%. My losses is 50,000. My energy goes lower. My losses get more because I have no energy to do things already. So in that aspect, it's like a proportional basis. The lesser my energy, the more losses I have. If you look at it from the angle. Okay.
Sorry, I'm confused, you know. I remember like fire clashes with metal means fire melt the metal. So the metal energy should get lesser, right? Why is it the fire that means the partnership is getting lesser?
No, it's not the partnership getting lesser. The metal is getting lesser.
Metal getting lesser doesn't it means that the loss is, kind of being able to control the losses?
No, not
Oh,
necessary, because it's like the thing get even worse. If I'm good in the 100% energy, I'm already doing a 20%, $20,000 loss. But if my energy get lesser, means that I have no energy to even have more. I will have more losses already, like in this case. Okay, but anyhow, as we go along, we will understand the concepts bit by bit. So even if you don't understand, don't have to worry, because this kind of question is I gone a bit deeper, so in a way that I apologize to you. Okay, wait, step by step, whoever that raise your hand, give me some time. Okay, Richard asks, Earth produce water, friend cause part of financial losses. In a way, we look at it from a lot of different angles. The partnership is producing the friend, which is the boss number 2. That means the boss number 2 is increasing. The friend is enjoying the process of the partnership, but it is creating the problem. It is also producing the boss number 7, which is indirectly creating the losses also. The attitude of the boss number 2 will have a direct impact on the boss number 7. Okay, let's not go too far in depth into it, because the more we go into, the more confusing we are. And whatever Richard is saying, the quality of information influencing, yes, that is a very direct information. If financial loss gets more, that means that other positive aspect of 7 will also increase. Depending on what kind of question asked. Okay. Okay, Kelly asks, element clash or division is more energy drain in result, so usually outcome not favorable. Generally, yes. It's not always the case, but generally, yes, depending on how you look at the question. Box number 9, is it negative despite the 3 red symbol because of gun? We can look at it from the angle. If there's no gun over there, then I would say that it's still not so bad. It's still pretty okay. But because of the gun, always remember that gun is the killer. Once you see the gun is inside that box, he will create a lot of problem, a lot of chaos in this situation. Okay, let's take a break from this question, because I think we are going too in-depth in it. So let's go back to the basic, and from there we will do it step by step. Okay, now we go to another question related to the status. Okay, this is more easy question. Grace asks if this is a good time to find a new job now. So which means that sometime along the way, we have already got a job. We want to see whether is it a good time to find a new job, because due to whatever reason, you want to move on and find a new bosses, find a better salary, or move to a new company. So we can, based on these two try to see an answer whether is it a good time to find a new job now, even before we send a resume to the public. Same thing, we look at the answer. In this case, box number 3. In this case, we have an emptiness, right? So we need to move to the other side of the story, which is number 7. So here is the real answer, which is about 70–80%. It looks good. Leader, open door. Open door is number 1 of the door. Leader is also number 1 of the God and star. So which means that whatever the impulse over here is eliminated already, no more. So it left with leader, open door. Not too bad. Ourselves. Run. Oh, ourselves is also here. Same box. The answer, which is a good answer, is together with ourselves. That means Grace. That is the asker, the subject. So everything is in harmony. It's good. So from this angle, I can say that the answer is good. Ourselves is good. Ourselves together with the answer is in harmony. So it's also good. So 3 signals saying that it's good. So we can recommend to the person saying that, Grace, go ahead and find the job now. Go and apply whichever that you are looking for. So this is a very simple question. We have a couple of questions. Hey, Rita spotted. This is a funding chart. You see, how many of you notice that this is a funding chart? Why is a funding chart? That means the stems in the opposite are flipping. Can we say that all funding chart are bad? Define funding chart. Things change very fast. Meaning that if she were to go and get a job, can I say that she's going to get a job very fast? Yes, that's the answer. That means things change so fast that when she's going to apply, she is going to get an interview very soon. Okay, Melissa said cancel any negative element in the box. No, leader only cancel the one in the stars within the box only. The leader does not control the doors, they control the stars and the gods. The leader does not control the stem, which is the ren and the wu over there. So take note, leader only controls the stars. So in this case, pretty straightforward, whereby it's a good thing. Answer is good. Go ahead, no problem. I could jolly well saying that 100% sure that this person is going to get a job. It's a good thing now, in a good time to get a job. I'm not saying that you will definitely get a job, but it's a good time now. Basing on the question asked. We cannot be so conclusive whether this person will get a high salary job or not. There'll be another question already. Any questions? Okay, if not, let's carry on with another example. Okay. Candy applies for a job as a personal assistant. Will she be able to get the job? That means she has gone for the interview already. So now the situation is, can she get a job? Okay, so in this case, what we can do is, do we have any volunteer who want to take up this task of answering this question? Try out, any volunteer? Anybody brave enough? Jin, you want to try?
Yes. We can see the answer is the box number 1, and it doesn't have an emptiness. So this is the answer, and it's not very good. You have abstract, and you have some small financial losses, and you will have so the energy is not very good. They're all black, and we can also look at the asker's situation, which is Zen box number 2. He has so many of these things. The person is can be a good leader, and so the person's energy is good. But he's not very stable because she has a house, and element wise, the person's energies is earth, and the answer is water. So you will catch the earth will catch the water, means her energy could be the reason why she will fail to get a job.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
That's it.
That's it. So what's the answer? Will she be able to get a job?
Probably no.
No?
Chances no.
Okay. Because of the answer is not so fantastic? It doesn't
No,
look
I'm
very
not
interesting.
sure.
It doesn't look very interesting in the answer, right?
Uh,
Okay. Anyway, I think Erwin want to say something.
The answer box really at 天瑞 and 天晴, so it really has issues. Then the Geng box number 5 goes to box number 2. So does that mean the asker itself has issues? And then there's a lot of movement. Can we say a lot of movement rather than not stable? And then even though the asker is producing the interviewer, the 天赋, does it matter if it's the other way around, or like 天赋 produces you will be supporting you, but this is the other way around, asker supporting the interviewer 天赋? Does it have a difference?
Of course. If somebody love you and the other person love you, or you love the other person, does it make a difference? Isn't it? Somebody love you, okay, I don't love you, it's okay, but that person always love you. But you will love the person, the other person don't love you, then how? It's the same analogy, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go after the advisor, you're producing the advisor, which is the interviewer. Then the interviewers, you say, okay, that kind of thing, But that doesn't mean that they are very agreeable with you. But on the other hand, if the advisor is producing you, means that they love you, they want you, then you have a good vibe with them. So it's a different thing altogether. So in this case, the asker, which is in box 2, is producing the advisor, which is the interviewer. This is also a bit extra, deeper. That does not tell us whether this person is going to get a job or not, because it's producing, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, next we have a couple of questions. Which pillar stem do we see about the company asker applies to? Month or stem? Company asker applies to. Sorry, Jessica, I don't understand your question. Are you able to elaborate further? Jessica? Hello, hello. Can I hear you?
As in, like there's 4 pillars: hour, day, month, and year. Then if I just want to find out about the company, are we looking at the month or the year stamp?
Okay, you want to know about where is the company?
Yeah, about the company.
The company, that means the management.
It could be.
Management will be senior. Senior will be the year stamp.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, the gung in box number 5 that goes to box number 2 have no relevancy because the gung over there is the below gung. It's not the top gung, so we don't really care about it. Next, Pamela asked, do we still have to look at the asker's hints for this question? The asker has no control over the answer. We still need to look at the asker to see probably the attitude. If this person is more hardworking, got good leadership, the kind of thing, then perhaps there's still a high chance. But if this person is lazy, or very obstruct person, or even a deaf-dog person which is very stubborn, then we can see a certain information that we can retrieve from it to make some judgment too. But anyhow, how this? Okay, I answered the Erwin already. Next, okay, so this is a personal assistant job. Question: who is the deciding person that is going to say yes or no? Is it the interviewer or the boss?
Should be boss, right?
So
Boss is
imagine this company is bigger. So we have an interviewer, which is the HR person. And then after that, we also have a boss also, right? That means the person that's reporting to the boss, that means it's a person assistant, right? So the person must like this person, right? So that he can hire this person in a way, generally speaking. Unless the HR hire without consulting the boss. I mean, that's another story. But usually it does not happen in Asian culture. So we must understand how's the structure like. The boss is the deciding factor. So now we need to see, is the advisor really important? Means the interviewer in box number 7, is it really important? Not really. The interviewer got no significance in this interview at all. Although they can conduct the interview, but there is no deciding factor in this factor. So now you see, the thing is, where's the boss? Where's the boss? Can you find where's the boss?
Is it under the sink? Top 7.
The year stamp is a thing to represent the management. The management may not represent the boss. If a company is big enough, the person that you report to as a person assistant, you could be the head of department. And then on top of the head of department, also got many higher level, isn't it? So when we talk about the management side in the thing itself, we're talking about the top highest level. We're not talking about the person that's on top of you, which is a person assistant.
Or the leader, 制服.
The leader. the leader is the boss.
Number 2 lah.
Yes, it's boss number 2. So here is the story about this person. That means the asker. The asker is also a leader. The asker is a very chill and relaxed person. And the lazy person also. A very impulsive person. Do things very fast. Quick. Want to do very fast. So as a personal assistant, you like to do quick things. But also lazy. But also a good leader. So as a personal assistant, do you think she is fit the job? Debatable, debatable. But here's the interesting part. The leader, which is the boss, is also in box number 2. So I can say that the leader and the asker is together inside the same box. The leader is also a relaxed person and an impulsive person. That means the boss and this Candy is similar character one. You know, lazy, chill, quick. So it's like, if imagine you are the boss and your personal assistant is also the same pattern as you. Do you think you like him? Can, right? Can, Jessica, shake your head. Cannot. Depends. Okay, here's the interesting part. Box 2. The leader and the asker are within the same box. When everything is within the same box, means everything is in harmony. Means that they see eye to eye. But on the other hand, let me give you another example. Let's say if, for example, this leader, I move to, let's say, here, in box number 3. Assuming that the leader is in box number 3, then I have to see the status of the boss already. Or the status of the boss is empty, it's not very good also. Deaf door, intelligent, but a bit scheming. And this person over here, the boss, wood and earth. The leader is clashing directly to box number 2. That means the boss don't like him at all, don't like her at all. Meaning that even if she's able to fare very well in the interview, the boss will say, no, I do not want Grace as my PA. It will not happen. You see, it'll be something like that. But on the other hand, let's say if another situation, I give you different scenarios so that you will understand what's the implication. If the leader is over here in box number 9, then the leader is like box number 9, which is the open door person, a diplomat person. That means very extrovert, very active, passionate, hardworking. And then box number 9 is fire, and the leader itself over here is producing the asker, which is a good thing. That means the leader wants the asker, going after the asker. So if somebody is going after you, is it a good thing? They chase after you, so they're going to spend energy to chase after you. So they're going to lose energy, and you will increase in energy. So it's a good thing, right? So which means that in this case, if the leader is producing the asker, meaning that the interview is going to be successful because the boss is going to say, yes, I want Candy to be my personal assistant because it's producing. Or even harmony is good. Producing and harmony is good. But on the other side, if it's clashing, no, it's not going to happen at all. You see? So you must understand first of all, we must understand the context of the question. Second, and we must break down the question into many different sectors and you see which one is more important. What sectors do we need to see in each of the boxes? In this case, it's an interview advisor, the interviewer, the boss is the leader, the person is the asker. The answer in this case, well, okay, going back to original question. Let's not go too bad. Over here, we have a situation. The answer is Geng, obstruct, black tortoise, and problem. All these let me address. The answer is going to be a obstruct door. It's a big hurdle. Black tortoise, well, in this case, I don't think it's financial losses because it's going to be like, but kind of a bad energy. Problem star is also a bad energy. So in box 1, everything is bad together with the Geng. So very challenging. The answer is very, very challenging. Very high chance that it's not going to happen. But now, going back into the question is this, or even the boss, the answer is no good. But the boss is with the asker. So now we have conflicting information. Answer no good. But the boss is supporting her. Then now we have to see. We have to decide. What will be the answer? What do you think? Anybody got any suggestion?
Can I take the quick as reference in box 1?
What do you want to take reference for? What does it mean?
Because for quick, right, it's someone who's very, very scared and don't get things done.
This one is the answer. We're not talking about person.
Mm.
The person is the asker. The asker is in box number 2. Number 2 person is a run person. What is a run person? A run person is a water person. Very flexible. All these are in some of your notes, not every one of you have. But as a run person, is a very flexible person, very adaptive person. Of course, run also stands for emotional. Okay. So we have a lot of people raising up their hand. Please speak up, speak up. Yes, Erwin, you have a lot to say.
Just slightly sidetrack them. Just
Yep.
slightly. What if your destiny chart, if you know if you're a Yi person or you're a Xing person, do you still use the day master as the Ren, or you use back your destiny chart, your day master?
Both you can use. Not day master. We have to use the year master, not the day master. The year master of your destiny chart to be incorporated in this particular chart. But that one is another story. But usually, for easy purposes, I don't refer to my destiny. In this case, I don't refer to it. There's no need to, because the answer is more or less the same. Even if you incorporate the destiny chart year stamp inside this chart, apparently it does not make a difference at all. In what I see, most of the cases, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, that's for Erwin. Yes, Dr. Pichu.
I would like to ask you about the interaction between the Kang in Palace 2 and the Asker in Palace 5, sorry. And the Asker in Palace 2 is going to do some changing inside or not?
No, it's not going to do any changes because
so we just focus on Kang in Palace 1, right?
Yes. If you notice, the Kang, there are 2 types. One is the top, one is the bottom. The top one is the most important one. The one below, there is history. Past tense. That means anything that has happened before. So whichever that is happening now, we don't really care about what's happening last time. You see, so this Kang is last time.
We can take in account that the Palace 2 is Earth and Palace 1 is water, so Earth is quite dominating the water.
That means
but it's something is quick, so maybe there will be a very quick change, and the answer will not be very good. I mean, it will be a quick changing between the 2 persons, the boss and the asker. So the answer will be not so good.
So we need to consider now the situation is, the answer is not very good, but who is the deciding factor? Who is going to say yes or no? You see, when we look at the chart, first of all, we must understand one thing. A chart is still a chart, it's a date chart. We also have to adapt to what is the current situation in the workforce. Who is the deciding factor to say yes or no? Is it the boss? Is it the HR? Is it the management?
Usually it's the boss, right?
It's the boss. So which means that can I say the boss has more power in this case? If I'm the boss, I say yes to this candidate and no to another candidate.
Yeah.
It makes sense, right? It makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
So in this case, the boss is actually very powerful. The leader is very powerful, even though box one, the answer is no good.
Mm.
You see the implication in this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So we have Jessica, another questions? Yes.
So master, like for example, this one is a chart we interpret, or is it a chart that is a question given to us? So
Basing
for
on
example,
this one is a question given to us, and then we interpret for them.
yeah. So if we tell the person, we have to tell them the answer, or we just tell them that, oh, your chart is you are in the same palace as the boss, then there's the likelihood that you will get chosen for the job. But actually the process is in first palace, then actually it's not a very good favorable outcome, isn't it?
Okay, so the thing is that how much information you want to share with Candy? Do you want to hear the whole story, or she want to know just the answer?
Okay.
You see, so sometimes we just want to tell them, is it a yes or no? Or if you are not very sure, you can always give them a percentage. Like, okay, Candy, basing on the chart, I can say that there's a very high chance or 80% chance that you'll be able to get a job. Nothing is absolute, but it's just that your chance is going to be very high. In that case, you also protect yourself. What happens if something happened along the way, if the boss doesn't want to choose her due to some other reasons, because the chart is very dynamic, it changes as we go along. So we also want to kind of protect ourselves. If you're beginner, you always need to protect yourself, saying that, okay, this is maybe 70%, 80% chance that yes, you're going to get a job. But if it never happens, at least you told them, it's 70, 80%, it's not 100%. But in my level, I would say that 100%, because I'm very sure due to other reasons. But end of the day is, depending on what level you are, the information that you transmit to other parties, you have to be careful and mindful in terms of how you represent, at least to make sure that the person understand that, it's a matter of percentage wise, it's not absolute. You see? Okay, so anyhow, I have a couple of questions. Let me ask, when this problem star combined with this obstruct, does it mean that applicant does not have the skill needed? Yes, that's a possible, because obstructor also stands for skill. So skill-wise, obstructor equates plus the gung. That means this person's skill may not be the right skill that this personal assistant may have. It's possible. Then we ask, if boss said yes, does it mean situation ultimate a bad one for the boss? Because for the question. Okay. For Rita wise, the situation is box 2 clash with box number 1. The leader clash with box number 1.
No, sorry, I asked this question when you were putting the 支付 in box 9 as an example.
Oops. Okay, so what was the question? I'm now a bit blurred already. I put too much example. Okay, so in this case, box number 9, the answer is going to clash with the leader. Right? In box number 9. Okay, revert back. Okay, so people may be confused already, because the leader now is in box 2. Okay, so to answer your question, the answer will clash with the leader. Okay, so it may not be a very good thing, but the thing is, does the answer got to do with anything with the leader? But the leader is also producing the asker. So it's still the same thing. The boss like the asker. Okay, anything that's being produced is good. Okay. Richard said, will it be good, but the process will be troublesome? I don't really think so. Because if the boss said yes, in this case, it will be a yes, regardless. Because the leader is the ultimate decision maker. Then Kun can counter can. Yes, therefore reduce the negative impact. Yes, Rina, you can say that also. Yes, Kelly, yes. Employment may be the issue. Brian, employment contract is the issue. Why do you say that? What's your take on why is this employment contract could be the issue? How do you see that?
So the problem that only box 2 and 8 will clash with box 1. So box 2 is the asker. Well, of course, the asker will not clash, right? So it's the boss. And also box 8. But box 8, they'll have the view door, which is like related to contract. Then like by who you say like big amount of money and who is related to money. So and there's a Kong there, right? So the energy is like missing and that will pass on to the answer. And that has some harmony with the asker and the boss in box 2, something like that.
Okay. There is a bit stretch, a bit far, but I don't disagree with you. In this sense, is we go back to the basic question is this. There are two things that we need to answer. First is, does the asker want this job? Yes or no? I would think that it's yes, in this case. She wants this job. Second is, does the boss want her? Yes, also. So if both of them say yes, then what is the issue with the contract? Everything can be negotiated, right? Isn't it? When both parties say yes, they agree, everything can talk one. But if only one party said no or even neutral, then it's a different thing altogether already. You see, so we are going a bit too off, but I'm not. It's possible that such contract may be an issue, but it's not really a big issue. I don't think it's a big issue in this case. Okay. Anyway, yes, Dr. Pichu, your side, you have more questions?
Yeah, my question was, if the asker, which is run Yangwata, is not going to be anywhere in this chart, what we should do? I mean, we are going to search for run, but is no any run, no sign of it.
The run is the day stamp, which is the asker, which is the subject.
If it's not there in the chart, I mean, we can't find it. Or it
will be
has
there.
to be. It will be there.
It will be there.
Oh, okay. Can't be. Can't disappear.
It cannot be disappear. Okay, in the 10 stamps, you know that this 甲乙丙丁戊己庚辛壬癸, it will be always in this chart. Regardless of what time you plot the chart, it will always be in the chart. Question is, where is it only?
And it's important because I found out that there are two kinds of celestial stems. The couple on the right side, and sometimes it's on the left side. It's a stem.
You notice that there are some stems over here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
If you notice, it's a gray color. Okay, just for everyone, take note is next time when you see a chart that and on the very left-hand side, there's a gray color. Take note, gray color. Ignore it. Don't care about it.
Okay.
Okay, then you will not be confused. You just focus on the one that's black color. Anything else, we don't care. But take note that here, there's one additional one. There are three of them. You have to take care of this. You have to take note of this. And then this gun over here, when it's going up, down, this is an invisible gun. So you have to know that the box 2, there is always an invisible one, which is the black one. That means you have to manually put it over here to say, yes, there's a gun over here in the bottom side. Okay, so remember, next time when you see the gray color one, don't even care about it. Don't even bother about it. All right. Okay, so we have covered the doors, gods, and the stars. The next following lesson, we are going to officially go to every sector of the questions. That means I'll teach you how to read a chart officially. because for the last few lessons, for the last 5 lessons, including this today, we are still in a very simplified overview. Even if you don't understand just now what I mentioned earlier, don't worry, because I was a bit over to share too much information, so it's okay if you don't understand. But as we go along, in the next lesson, we will go through a few different sectors. Next sector, we're going to talk about marriage. That means we're going to cover a lot of topics, a lot of angles regarding marriage and relationship. And then from there, every lesson, it'll be one specific topic focus. Then you become very, very good in this area. Okay. Richard said, I know you stretch clash in equipment over control, but can we set to control the answer here? That is take away some of the negative energy. Yes, Richard, you can say that basing on box number 2 in box number 1. It does kind of help to clash away the negative energy in this way.